Hello, everyone, and welcome to LegalBiz Cafe. I am your host, attorney Shaune B. Arnold. Let's start out today by talking about what we're doing here on LegalBiz Cafe. You and I get together each week, and we talk about our mindset. We talk about our mindset as entrepreneurs. This week, we are going to talk about letting go of the past so we don't bring the past with us into the future. I have a very personal perspective on that. Recently, my dog of 12 years, my Cinnamon, my sweet defenseless pit bull, died, and it sent me into quite a tailspin. It sent me into such a tailspin that it was difficult to do business. It was difficult to see friends. It was difficult really to do anything. I began a university professorship on the same day, and I just had to kind of suck it up. I had to literally forget about the immediate past because I had to step into a very immediate future. And I'm glad that I did. I had a massive headache when I arrived, but I invested in the students in the class, in those 25 faces looking at me. My headache went away. My sadness went away. My ruminations went away. And the only thing that was left was them. So I want to give you some tips tonight on how to do that, how to actually let go of the past so that you don't wind up bringing it forward into the future. You know, the funny thing about human consciousness is that we have such vivid memories of the past that we literally believe the past exists. We also make goals and plans, and we have dreams of the future. We really do think there's a future. But in reality, the only thing that exists is this moment right now, and this moment right now, and this moment right now. It's easy to get caught up in the past because it holds such powerful memories for us. But it can also be a minefield for a lot of us when we don't have happy memories of our childhood, of being in business, of spouses and other relationships and partnerships that we have developed through the years. It can be a minefield. It can leave us feeling like we're dealing with booby traps and other things that are just waiting to ambush us. The past is often replete with long buried beliefs that don't serve us and behavior patterns that no longer fit our world. These relics from the past can still rule our relationships and the way that we function and move around in the world. This can be true, even though we're not aware of what those beliefs are. As you are aware by now, I am speaker trainer, certified in neuro-linguistic programming. NLP is the study of human excellence. NLP looks at people that really accomplish things and figured out what it is that makes them successful. Their success is then mapped across to us and facilitates our success. Our belief systems are a huge part of our success. They are buried deep within our unconscious mind. We act on our beliefs without really being aware of what they are or that they drive our behavior. So what winds up happening is we get into a situation in life and we find that we can't deal with that situation. We can't go down that road. We just can't navigate that landscape, and we don't know why we can't do it. Think telephone prospecting here. Well, we can't do it because somewhere deep in our unconscious mind, we have established some belief that served us at the time, but now it no longer serves us. We've established behavior patterns and habits that rule us, but they rule us on an unconscious level. We're not even aware of them. So for these reasons and in these ways, we can sometimes just plain get stuck in the past, thinking about memories. My Cinnamon died. Just like the country song said, my old hound dog up and died. It was a very, very, very tragic event in my life. I had her for 12 years. I loved that animal. And for the first few days after she died, I was absolutely haunted by finding her in the hallway dead. I literally had to fight my way back to bringing up memories of when she was a puppy. I had to go find pictures of her when she was a puppy, pictures of her when she was young and strong. And she was that, kick booty pit bull that people would cross the street rather than encounter, when in reality she was a very sweet animal. They didn't know that, though. So when she died, I was under a real threat of getting lost in the past. I didn't want to get out of the bed because I was lost in the past. I was lost in my memories of the dog, and I kept saying how I was so grateful for having had her, but I was stuck. So how do you get unstuck? Well, when we allow our past to dominate our thinking, our motivations, and our actions, even on a subliminal level, in our unconscious mind, we become limited. We become constrained in many different areas of our lives. We get bogged down right where we used to be. And no matter how hard we try to step out of that horrible situation, we stay stuck. In this way, the past is just plain dangerous. It's a very dangerous place for us to live. And the future can be scary and dangerous for many of these same reasons. Here's where it can get even scarier if you hold on to the past and bring that forward with you into the future. Several people have said to me, get a puppy. I said, I'm not through mourning Cinnamon. Now, you may ask, what does any of this have to do with being an entrepreneur? Everything. When I couldn't get out of the bed, I couldn't run my business. I literally had to pull the computer into the bed with me because I had some document turnaround deadlines that I absolutely had to make. I teach classes, I practice law, I consult with entrepreneurs on their business processes. I have a lot of balls in the air, and I couldn't afford to let them bounce more than once each. I'd like to give you some tips in the few minutes that we have left together today so you don't have to let your balls bounce more than once. Here are a few steps that you can take to sweep out your old memories before they infect your future. Catch yourself in the act every time you find yourself wallowing in the past. I want you to zap that memory, zap your wrist with a rubber band, or do whatever you have to do to disintegrate that memory. When there's no negative memory to go back to, then everything becomes forward motion. Next, scan your body for hidden negative memories. When Cinnamon passed away, I spent a week with a massive pain in the center of my back, right under my heart chakra. I could barely breathe. I literally started building up mucus in my lungs because I wasn't breathing deeply. And it was completely emotional. If something like this happens to you, get yourself into a quiet, meditative state. For some of us, the opposite might even be true. You may have to go to land's end, stand in the ocean, and scream your heart out. I needed to do that. I needed to just cry and yell and get that thing out. And once I got that thing out, then I could at least breathe. So it was a combination of things that got me back on track. When you scan your body, where are you hurting? Where does sadness or stress manifest in you? Take a look at that. Be aware of it and do whatever you have to do to clear your energy. You can also analyze memories that you think might be responsible for you being stuck. Bring them out. Look at them. NLP would have you examine the memory from the person you are now, rather than the 6-year-old you were when that thing happened. Take it out, dust it off, reevaluate it from your new, fresh perspective. Now, use your daily meditation to drop that new, fresh perspective into your subconscious mind. It will change your life because it will change your behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me on this week's episode of LegalBiz Cafe. I am your host, attorney Shaune Arnold. I invite you to follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter X. My moniker in each of those places is Shaune.Arnold. I invite you back to LegalBiz Cafe next week, where we're going to pick up another topic that's going to help you move your business and your life forward. Until then, I'm attorney Shaune B. Arnold, reminding you, as always, to maximize your competence to get the confidence you need to succeed. I'll see you then. Bye-bye, friends.